Shari's manager, Dawn Michelle, posted on her Instagram stories this evening a screenshot of Lisa Bloom, the civil rights attorney who specializes in high-profile cases, her being in Dawn Michelle's contacts. I'm guessing that this is the latest move in response to Tisha being on Carlos King's Messy Monday show, where Tisha did acknowledge the revenge P, pretty much saying that it was definitely a thing that did occur. So this is a very significant step, very serious one. We'll have to see if they do reach out to Lisa Bloom, if it's something that we would even be made aware of at this point. And I'm glad that Melody definitely has a strong support.
Viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville is familiar with the turbulent path of Melody and Martell's romance. From a well-publicized divorce to obscene infidelity allegations, they have been revealing their drama for years. A second kid was born as a result of Martell's extramarital affair, which was the focus of the mainstream media. Grabber, let's not discount the public disputes and co-parenting difficulties that made their breakup considerably more challenging. But times have changed. Grew in a way no one had anticipated, according to reports. Experts claim that by revealing explicit information about Melody without her consent, this is a conscious attempt to control and dehumanize her. The situation gets much more complicated because many people think Martell has a troubling pattern of behavior. Martell has previously used similar techniques to injure women. He has been accused of doing certain things with his ex. If he keeps up these actions, it creates a disturbing picture of someone using personal attacks as a form of vengeance. Despite Melody using the legal big guns, she is not taking this lying down, so we need to analyze it. The name may sound familiar because Lisa Bloom is considered one of the best lawyers in the nation and is well known for taking on high-profile cases, particularly those pertaining to women's rights and retaliation. Melody's choice to enlist Lisa demonstrates the gravity of this issue. It's not just about drama, it's about justice and vengeance. State laws take these situations very seriously and treat them as crimes that carry penalties that can range from heavy fines to jail time. If found guilty, Martell could face both civil and criminal penalties. Charges as well as civil actions. Martell may face a jail sentence and be required to reimburse Melody for the harm he did to her career and mental health. A lawsuit against Martell, according to legal experts, might also be used as an example. What exactly is Martell allegedly accused of sharing? Melody is not only standing up for herself, but also stating that this kind of behavior will not be accepted regardless of one's standing or reputation. Martell's behavior has been questioned previously. He has been charged with similar offenses in previous engagements, including with Arian Curry. If this is correct, it is illegal to distribute Melody's sexual content without her consent in accordance with laws against revenge material. These rules were established to protect people from the humiliation, mental anguish, and pain that this conduct causes. A troubling picture of a man allegedly using personal information to dominate another, avenge the women. Melody's case can be supported in court by such legal patterns of behavior, which demonstrate that this isn't an isolated incident, but rather a part of a larger problem. Think about the emotional toll that the legal drama must have taken on Melody and everyone else, even if you don't think it's that dramatic. These accusations also reveal a trend that goes beyond interpersonal conflict and may indicate a far darker side to Martell's actions.
Going through things like me doing all that stupid stuff, it's like I never wanted this to be us.
What did you think it would be?
Melody has worked hard to start again and prioritize her career and children in the already difficult years following her divorce. In addition to reliving old scars, this fresh betrayal adds another layer of anguish. Since it is such a private and personal breach, her position in this case is uncertain. Nonetheless, she may potentially be facing emotional and legal ramifications if Martell has acted similarly against her. Supportive remarks on social media are flooding in, with men complimenting Melody for standing up for herself and seeking justice in remarks like, "Stay strong, Melody. We've got your back," and Martell needs to face the consequences. and Melody's supporters are truly cheering her on. His acts are piling up in her pages as the demand for accountability increases. Many viewers are also pointing out that this is about making sure that guys like Martell are held accountable for their crimes, in addition to Melody. Some are even speculating about how situations like these might spark discussions about revenge content and its negative effects. But wait, fans aren't only interested in Martell. They're also interested in the entire cast and production team of Love and Marriage Huntsville, who are basically concerned that Martell might create a beautiful yet practical ensemble for your daughter. She claims that Scott recently revealed something shocking that is offending Huntsville's Love and Marriage fan base. Many of the cast members knew exactly what she was doing, so it wasn't really a secret, Martell said, long before his alleged activities were made public, which begs the important question of why nobody spoke out.
Saying why he would say that, why he would throw me in the middle of that. And so him and Marcel was going back and forth. Unfortunately, edits didn't show what Marcel said, but they showed what Martell said. So you guys really did see or hear everything that Marcel was saying to him, because Marcel was dropping receipts and he was naming guys who Martell has slept with in Huntsville.
This revelation irritates fans because they want to know why the actors, who were aware of what was happening behind the scenes, didn't speak up. Was it loyalty to Martell, fear of criticism, or a wish to avoid drama? Any reason for their silence could be interpreted as complicity. Given that Melody is now coping with the fallout from Letitia's charges, this type of behind-the-scenes information clouds the group's chemistry. It is problematic for those who tune in seeking authenticity, and fans wonder what additional secrets might be hidden inside the ensemble. Examples: viewers are wondering if the production staff ignored Martell's behavior out of betrayal, given the criticism currently being directed at the OWN network and the show's creators. Some fans are pointing out that because Melody and Martell's rivalry has been a popular plot feature for the show, luring viewers week after week, reality TV frequently teeters on the brink of exploitation and entertainment. Because it may be interpreted as permitting drawing attention to Martell's bad behavior without taking any concrete action against it. Was the network more concerned with maintaining the drama for the cameras, or ought they to have intervened sooner to hold him responsible? The uproar has prompted calls for ownership. The public wants the network to acknowledge these problems and take action to keep them from happening again. This may include implementing more stringent rules for cast behavior or offering support to actors who are dealing with personal problems. Matters, and you were previously aware that Miss Wanda was unable to remain neutral in this discussion. As a result, everyone is now debating her remarks.
Someone just threatened me. Let me explain to you. What you're gonna do is keep all my children's names and your baby daddy. That's what I said. Back up, and you back up, and you look like you better not put your hands on. No, you pointed at me first. Don't point at me.
If you get in the middle, if something happens to you, then Marcel Scott goes to jail.
Well, there needs to be some kind of boundary in regards to.
Ain't nobody respecting the boundaries. If you want to mention somebody other than who you talking to, I mean, I'm talking about what I want to say. So it's okay. Hey, man, shut your hands up.
Miss Wanda recently mentioned some contentious remarks in an interview that suggested Martell might replace Sue Melody. She did not go into detail about what they claimed, but she did imply that Martell supposedly has information on Melody that he may use against her in court. Maybe there are secrets. Fans are already discussing what Martell might divulge and whether it's a real concern or just a threat in light of her remarks, which further escalated an already tense situation. Asana's support of Martell has created trepidation among many. Visit other individuals. She is more interested in causing controversy than standing up for what is right, according to the many social media responses. According to some, she is merely attempting to keep Martell safe, even as she is being charged. Read a single tweet for permitting him to do so. Miss Wanda's defense of Martell is embarrassing. She should stop. Perhaps Melody isn't as innocent as she says. Someone else replied in the meanwhile. Indeed, this fans are even more split on who is right now because of Miss Wanda's involvement, and given her history of stirring up controversy, it's safe to assume that this won't be the last time she expresses her viewpoint.
Marriage, it got to a point where I hadn't felt the spiritual release yet from God for me to move forward. And there were times when I would cry and I would be like, God, how much longer? Like, how much more of this am I supposed to take? Like, when can I walk away? Because I'm a firm believer that you don't move, and that's with anything, relationship, friendship, business, whatever. You don't move until God says move. Hence my God said go merchandise line that I ended up creating. But when God says go, there are no second thoughts. There are no what ifs. There aren't any regrets. And for me, that release happened after I had my daughter, Milani. Now, you couldn't have told me that when I was pregnant with her that we weren't moving in the right direction and that things were going to be amazing, because I thought that they were. But after I had her, I still remember them putting us in our room, and I got in the shower and I just started crying, and I felt the feeling of it is finished.
If Melody and Lisa Bloom were to prevail in this case, Martell might face harsh legal repercussions. Retaliation content is strictly forbidden by law, particularly in states where it is prohibited. If the allegations turn out to be accurate, Martell may be subject to severe punishments or even jail time outside of court. Melody's success would probably support her reputation as someone who doesn't respect boundaries. Except for Martell, there could be more harm than just legal consequences. His reputation has already been tarnished by previous scandals, and this latest one only makes it worse. A reality TV star depends on public opinion, and if fans and producers begin to consider him as a burden, his position on Love and Marriage Huntsville may be in jeopardy. Even his removal from the show is being demanded by some fans. Keeping him on communicates a fictitious sense of obligation. Others, however, assert that his drama boosts the audience and that the network would continue to broadcast him in spite of the criticism. This legal dispute could have a big effect on the show's portrayal of marriage and love. Fans of Huntsville are conjecturing that this case may reveal additional behind-the-scenes information about other cast members or maybe the production crew. If Martell is found guilty, the network might need to reconsider how they handle cast behavior and their responsibility to provide a safe atmosphere. While some supporters hope this will serve as a wake-up call, it may potentially result in stricter contracts or regulations for future seasons. Another question is whether the show can manage this level of controversy, force the program to switch to more wholesome plots. One thing is certain, regardless of whether that occurs, the verdict in this case will affect marriages and romantic relationships in the future. The Huntsville State. For additional updates, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also leave a comment below with your opinions. What are your thoughts on Melody's choice to file a lawsuit? Is the cast network responsible for its lack of response?